What's going on, YouTube land? Welcome back to my channel. This is David Feldman-Makrias, and today what we're going to talk about is the most important key to your client's success. Now, it's one of the most important things to do, not only for your client's success, but it's also super important just for your own business, your own online marketing company, your own entrepreneurial journey. If you service clients, it's super, super important. And it's really, really awesome to look back on as well. So what we're going to talk about today is, this actual thing of what I'm talking about, why it gives you and your clients success, why it's so important, why it helps speed up your processes, why it one of the single-handedly best operational tactics you can use, and it's just super simple that you can start immediately. So without further ado, let's just get into it. What am I talking about? What is this key to your client's success? Well, it's really about centralization of information. And I'm going to talk to you about a live running document and how to format this. So some of you might have something similar. Some of you might have explored within a CRM. But here's where things get lost. Sometimes you have a CRM, a project management system, email communication, Slack communication that's internal, WhatsApp communication, message communication with your team. You get all these different communication platforms. My recommendation and what I found to be so helpful is to actually create a Google Doc. And it's what I call a logbook. And a logbook, I got this from my engineering days back in school, and we actually had a physical logbook, and we were assigned this from our senior project, because a senior project is this big, huge project over the course of a longer period of time, and we need to be able to track the journey and track, everything that goes into it. So this logbook functions similarly to a CRM, to an internal tool. You could use it as a sales tool, but I really like using it for recurring clients because I think it's really, really helpful because it shows you what you've done and it keeps everything centralized and organized. So I broke out this example. This is very, very close to how I format it, and I'm going to walk you through. It's pretty basic. This is a quick win. You guys might have some other methodologies that work for you, but if you don't, this is really, really outstanding, and it's super simple. One of the reasons I like working with Google Docs as well is because there are so many Gmails of your clients that can handle Google Docs, and you can share it with your clients. Sometimes I've noticed, especially clients that aren't as tech savvy, this actually works pretty well with them as well. You might get clients that are not tech savvy depending upon your industry, and it's just a great collaboration live document that lives. I use the same Google Doc for pretty much everything, right? From onboarding to sales to actually winning the business to listing out exactly what's needed each and every week and each and every recurring theme, so I can see everything on one document. When you bury it within emails, when you bury it within project management systems, I mean, you could connect project management systems to your Google Doc, that's fine, but it's really helpful to have a centralized location for everything, and that's why I think this works. So let's break this down. What I usually do is I bullet point outline the date, because, okay, if I had a meeting or something like that, I could say, space dash space. I love space dash space, by the way. Internal meeting, you can abbreviate kind of like what the actual note is about or what that meeting is about. I usually break it down in 3 sections. I don't like to have more than 3 sections and really more than 3 bullet points in anything, because I just find my brain thinks better in threes. 1, 2, 3. It's easy. It's simple. So first we go recap. So what the actual event or meeting or item is about. Then I have approximately how long it took. And then I have what the next steps are to do the next day. And these are how the projects become outlined, and we actually do work that means something. So for this one, I outlined just a normal example of something that looks pretty similar to how I've attained business. And I love using outline form because I think it's the best. So the first one, it looks like I didn't fill out, but like let's say March 2023. The time we'll put, 25 minutes. And then this is actually supposed to be here. And then next steps, follow up, and schedule first meeting. So here's a recap: referral received and contact made. So I got a referral, right? I got it texted to me, emailed to me, whatever. The time it took me to receive that, because the person texted me already, was 25 minutes. Follow up and schedule first meeting, and then first meeting scheduled for whatever the date is, insert date. That's really what that is. Then we go to 9 days later, recap, quick call, no answer, but a text received and said would contact me back within the next week. Time, it took me 5 minutes, not even. Keep following up for the meeting, right? So I'm trying to get the meeting, because that's really the first thing. And this is like live notes and bullets of what a day in the life actually looks like. So 4/5/23, recap. Contacted client for fifth time, second follow-up after first meeting. Discussed project deliverables and recapped all items from the first call. They want to include, let me actually make this coherent. Contacted client for fifth time, second follow-up after first initiation. Discuss project deliverables. We'll say got them. Discuss project deliverables and recap all items from the first call. They want to include images such as the following: train, get the train. So, the client is historic trains and restoring historic trains and preservation of historic trains. That's their business model. So here's a sub bullet point. Notice I put this as a sub bullet point under recap. And this is directly from the client. So these are where your like interchangeable notes can go. Clients' overall feedback from first images and proposals of competitors are, and again, I go fast, so I just blah, 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 spew it out. We are on the right track. Wants to see more classic locomotives on the website, see above. So this is like a mock website pitch. Client's wife will be joining the next call. She will be involved in some business aspects. So I have some personal notes in there as well. The time it took for the call is 45 minutes. The next steps, keep following up with client and planning to close the deal at the beginning of April. So I have some initiation of when this is going to close and how to follow up. So now, beginning of April, it's really second week of April in this example. Second week of April. So now April 12th, recap. Sold the client, estimated delivery website in 30 days or less. It was a 20-minute phone call, just out of the blue. Next steps, roll out project timeline and meet with internal team after download for meeting in first week, first internal meeting. So that's what's going on. Won the business, so on and so forth. And then we go a week later, 4/19/23, internal meeting, recap, met with the team, discuss progress, time, 30 minutes, next steps, need to finish website content on homepage. And once you start doing this outline in this format, you start to build this repetitive template of how to actually not only like go after business, communicate, whatever, but how to stay on track. It works very similar to a CRM, but I just like that you can include pictures, and then you don't even here's my thing. People would argue with me, oh, you should have a CRM and you should have different events and blah, 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 blah. Sometimes we just need something that is not complicated and it's real easy to understand. Then what you could do, like let's say you wanted to show your client some things, or you wanted to have a separate logbook that didn't have all your notes of everything in here, you can create another document, right? Another Google document. Like if I went file, new document, I can create another Google document and go test test client uh, logbook. Like maybe this is the one you wanted to share with them. You didn't want to share all the notes. I would link this in here and go recap test client logbook made. And then I would do something like, okay, cool. I put that in there. And now everything is interlinked within the doc. One thing I like to do as well is you put it on the header, test client logbook. So I'll just put this up here, put this like this, and I'll put the date 4.1923. So then I know, okay, that's when that was made. I put like important notes at the header of the document. So now I have two documents, but they're all linked within the main internal document. This second document may be something that I can show the client. Maybe it's, I don't want them to see all the prospect notes and things of that nature. Maybe you do, it depends on how you want to work it. But then you can just share it. And if you want to start a new project, you just come back to this logbook. This is where the client stuff is, all the notes, all of the information. You can see what happened, weeks ago, months ago, whatever, and it can tie in really well to your project management system, your CRM, and this is a great sharing tool. Again, you don't want to be buried through emails trying to look what happened through emails. I'll put subject line titles of emails in here to help link. A lot of people I know use Notion. The one reason I don't use Notion for certain clients is because I do deal with clients that are not as tech savvy, some of them. So they wouldn't understand how to open that up. I originally tried to get clients on project management systems and things like that, but it was too much. It was too complicated. A Word doc format is easier to understand. It's easier to export, send, whatever, but always recommend to keep this live. Keep it live, keep it running. I would really, really refrain from, I'm going to send the client a sheet or whatever, and then you download it. Well, then it's a separate attachment. It's not live anymore. Get everybody to be on here. If you want to send an email about like maybe the April 19th stuff, you can compose an email, put the subject line 4/19/23 internal meeting, and you could just go, hey, hope you're doing well. Here's the following of what we discussed. Looking forward to talking to you. And then you could just copy paste what you got. Those are great for reports, summary reports, and really just making sure your overall system is efficient as possible. Okay, so I think I've beat that over the head enough. This is the key to client success because you have one centralized place where you can, know where everything happened. You can take notes. Your team and everyone can be on it. Everybody knows where to go. You can be removed, but maybe your team can be in on it. They can look at what you've talked about, and it just keeps everybody together, including the client. The client needs to be on it as well. Some clients will use it, some may not. But if you ever wanted to share something with a more tech savvy client that understood how to use Google Docs and understood their email, then you could save a bunch of emails back and forth. Or if you have to work with your client's internal team, like let's say you're trying to set up a website, but you need domain access, you need, what else would you need? Domain access, credit card credentials, previous website credentials. You get someone on their team to come in here and share it. And put all the information here, and you collaborate and work with each other. You can also do really simple things like, tag people. Like if I wanted to tag one of my teammates or the client on something, it would actually go to their email, which is nice. So you can do a lot of easy things. You can highlight to note that it's done. I don't think it necessarily replaces a project management system, but it's basically like the Bible for each client. That's how we use it. And it's really, really awesome. I hope this helped you guys out. Again, talking about digital client services, but can be used for a lot of different applications. Make sure it's a live document. Okay, guys, take care. See you in the next one.